Welcome to the Bomba Pod. I'm your host, Martin Bomba, and each week we bring you meaningful conversations with guests who uplift, inspire, and encourage you to become the very best version of yourself. Whether you're chasing a dream, building something new, or just looking for a spark of motivation, you're in the right place. Produced by Dennis Ayotte and proudly supported by Window World and PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. Let's grow together. Let's be inspired. Let's get started. Hey everybody, it's Martin Bomba. Welcome to the Bomba Pod. This week we've got a great guest, a San Antonio staple on the movie scene, and the guy who brought the SA Film Festival to San Antonio. We'd like to welcome Adam Rocha. Adam, thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you. Yay.
We'll
Thanks
put the sound effects in later. You know about post-production. Speak some of the lingo, post-production. Man, how did you get into the film business? Well, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
Right. We'll talk about that. But how did a teacher teach in high school?
That's right.
Teach in high school, get into the film business?
By sheer will. I don't know. I just wanted to. I
You're
love
just a
movies.
movie lover?
Yeah, I just love movies.
Yeah.
Since I was a key latch kid and watched Tom and Jerry and Jerry and Dean, right? Yeah. And just grew up loving movies.
Yeah.
Just spent my whole childhood watching movies, really.
I think movies are kind of like food in that they bring people together. You know, they give a common ground.
Absolutely, I completely agree. I mean, you're watching a dream basically in the dark and the shared experience. It's about the experience. That's why you go to the movies, right? You eat your popcorn and hear your neighbor check it out, you know.
Unfortunately, these days people don't have any etiquette anymore. So it's
they're on their phone.
It's difficult to enjoy a movie nowadays. In the theater, at home, of course, but in the theater, have you noticed that? Have you noticed how disrespectful it's gotten in movie theaters?
I just, I can't control other people, just myself. So I just if it's anything, let's go to a different chair.
There you go.
I just never have any issues.
Yeah.
Even if I was watching the Spurs play the Knicks, I wouldn't okay, that guy's just crazy. Let me just not interact with that person. You know what I mean? I was just okay.
Let it roll off. You seem like an easygoing guy. Yeah.
I think so.
I'm thinking a lot of guys in Hollywood are not easygoing guys. I think there's a different personality out there.
It's just all walks of life, I imagine. I mean, it's just like any business. It's just whatever it takes to run the motor, I guess.
So let's take you back to the beginning. You're in your young 20s, in your early 20s, and you were a student.
Yeah, I went to San Antonio College. I studied. I just always since middle school, since elementary, I knew I wanted to be in the films. So one of my high school buddies in 10th grade was he would make zines. I'm like, that's so cool, right? And we listen to the Smiths, right? Oh,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
we grew up at a good time. We did.
It's the greatest time, man. And so just knowing that, I went to, again, San Antonio College, and I took a Super 8 film class 3 times, and I got no credit after the second and third time. But I knew, okay, this is how I can get crew. Because this is 1990, 91. And so at that time, El Mariachi had come out with Robert Rodriguez, that's right, and the Sex, Lies, and Videotapes. And
side note: I had drinks, and in full truth, I got pretty drunk with Robert Rodriguez's brother one night.
Oh, nice!
Down in the valley, and we were about 3 margaritas in, and he said, "You know who my brother is?" And I said, "No, who's your brother?" He goes, "My brother's Robert Rodriguez." I said, "Oh, you're so full of it." And he goes, "No, man, really?" He goes, "You want to call him?" I'm like, "He's not really your brother." And he pulled him up in his phone. And he called him. We talked to him for a little bit.
Oh, cool!
It's crazy. We were both toast, but he was very cordial for taking our call. Yeah.
Hey, man, I love your movies.
El Mariachi is the bomb, man. No, but yeah, Robert Rodriguez, what a local success story, right?
Well, I'm gonna go see his concert on Friday at the Aztec, and I'm gonna pitch to him, hey, can we give you an award next year, dude? Is that possible? I'm really going to do that.
Yeah, I don't think it's too early for a lifetime achievement. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, right.
Right. I mean, he got his start early, and then he goes into the kids' films.
Right.
With the Spy Kids movies that my kids loved.
Yeah.
and I thought it was great. I mean, it's a pretty good movie when you remember the characters' names, Junie and I can't remember her name, but Junie and
Right.
whatever her name was. But yeah, I mean, I like seeing that, and that's when you did your first film, and you I guess you submitted it for viewing or for a film festival of some
Yeah.
kind.
So like again, just loving movies. I went to the Cine Festival, which is the oldest Latino film festival in the nation, and it's here in our town,
Yeah.
right? And so I went to it the year before, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. Room full of like 300, 400 people. And I thought, okay, I want to do that too. I want to get I'm going to submit my film, and it'll be seen by people, and they'll love me, or whatever, right? So it's all in my head. So
Fame and fortune will be yours.
yeah, right, exactly. So I submit it. They're included in the festival, and I go to the big auditorium. They're like, "No, yours, bro, is across the street." I remember this because I was in shorts, and so it was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, no, it's across the street, bro. And so it's a little tiny room. It's a small room with a projectionist, like a bed sheet, and no AC. And I was like, "Where's the audience? There's nobody here." And they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I guess. Do you want to watch it?" I'm like, "I've already seen it." So I'm just like crying in my head to myself. I'm like, "This is so." Anyways, whatever. I was like, "Okay, forget it." So then I get invited to San Diego State University. They have a film festival. It's the Cine Estudiante, or it's now called the Latino Film Festival in San Diego. And so I as a kid, I didn't have a clue. I bought a train ticket, and I didn't have anywhere to stay. And my aunt's, and she was a nun. She's passed now, but she was a nun in over there. And I called her from the train station, like, "Hey, Aunt, can I crash in your couch, man?" She's like,
At the convent?
"Yeah." She's like, "Adam, I'm a nun. This is a convent." I'm like, "Oh, I was just joking. I was just checking in on you." I did not have a plan.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God. So I call the dude at the film festival. I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm here. Yay." He's like, "That's great, Adam. You should have told us like 3 weeks ago when we asked for people to tell us this." So I was like, "Okay, is there anywhere to stay? Can I crash on the couch?" He's like, "Oh, bro, you just didn't do that." So it's like, show up to our place, and at the end of the day at 5 o'clock, it's like, "Okay, you can stay with these people over here," and they were so great. Anyway, so the film played. It's just like a 3.5 minute movie, and so it played like I said, SDSU, room full of kids, and they were like, "Yay!" And this is a crazy, weird experimental film. And so I stayed there the whole week, and they had like 5 different screening locations all throughout, in Tijuana as well, but all throughout San Diego. I was like, "This is so cool." And at the time, when you're 19 or whatever, you can hang out at Taco Land. You can kind of drink like underage.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Whatever.
Especially if you're in Tijuana.
Well, here in San Antonio, but so my point is I was into the music scene. So I
Yeah.
was like, this is kind of like the Venn diagram. It's kind of very similar. So I'm like, I could kind of do this in San Antonio, I think. And so that was the gist of like, okay, I can do that too, bro. But to answer your question, how do you get into Hollywood? I just started it, and we had a different name for it, whatever. But so I had an aunt and uncle that worked at the courthouse. This is a true story. So my uncle, he worked at whatever. I'm not going to say what department, but I had all these envelopes with this flyer that I made. And I went to the library downtown and got all the addresses of all the film schools in the U.S. So, and then I was like, I didn't have any money, but my uncle put them through the stamp machine, so I didn't have to pay for the stamps, right? And so
Using government money to send them out.
well, hey, you
Okay.
go. Just ingenuity, right?
That's
Street
great.
smart. So, it just sent out all throughout the U.S. and we get like 13 films, and I rent out the Cameo Theater downtown, which is like I think we're Metallica first played
Man,
in
I
San
used
Antonio.
to love the Cameo.
Okay,
I only
cool.
got to see one show there, and it was Autograph,
Okay, right on.
and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool little
Then
theater.
that one hit wonder in the
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
90s.
turn up
I
the
think.
radio, yeah.
There you go. But so it's screened like the second. It was one day, and we had 13 bands and like 10 kegs of beer. So you paid $5. You can drink all you wanted and watch all the bands. But we played the films first, And then I had my teacher at the SAC, Fred Weiss, because I couldn't speak in front of a crowd. So nervous, right? Anyway, so it was like, it was successful. Everybody had a good time. And then we did it again the next year. And Todd Phillips comes out the second year. I remember because it's in Christmas time. And so he's like in his like Ramones leather jacket. We're like smoking, stuff in the back and like, hey man, because he has this crazy documentary about like some rock and roll people. But I just remember hanging out with him, and he has a good time. And he comes back 3 years later with his feature film. I think it's called Frat House or Frat Boy, something like that. And he sells it. He's going to NYU. He drops out at NYU and he sells it to HBO Pictures or HBO. And they shelve it because it's so controversial. Like it's a frat house, and it's just really crazy scenes. And it seems like it's a documentary, but it's not. But anyways, point is, and it's just his career spikes.
So it's a film that's shot like a documentary.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you've seen Man Bites Dog, it's
I've heard of it, but I've not seen it. No.
It's like kind of like that. It's weird, but anyway. So I mean, we just get all the success, and it's super cool, and like. I mean, I guess our 8th year, my wife's like, hey, you know what, bro? You should, like, be serious about this, and you should become a nonprofit, or we're not doing it no more. I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Because she graduates from UTSA, and she has, like, some nonprofit experience with that. So, and then we become legit. The city helps us become a nonprofit, and here we are. I didn't realize it's an arts administration job. Like, really.
Yeah.
It's just like, we file the papers and get the staple and call. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of that, right? There's a lot of desk work. Yeah. We're involved with the Brontex Theater in New Braunfels.
Okay. Oh, right on.
Yeah, killer.
That's great.
Killer theater and killer local. It's nonprofit.
Yeah.
We've sponsored there, and the acts that they get are very diverse. But I've talked enough with the people that run it to know that there's a lot of book work and a lot of behind the scenes that people have no idea.
They don't know. They just think you're living on a life of party. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah, buddy. Sure. yeah. It's like that. It's like the bands that everybody thinks is making a ton of money. And are you a musician? Do you play too?
I play the air guitar, bro.
I'm proficient as well. I'm a drummer that sings.
Okay.
Good luck getting a solo gig doing that, right? But yeah, man, I've loved the music scene in San Antonio for so long, and back then, there were some great bands around back then too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think back in those days who would have been really hot. I mean, Machine Gun Kelly was not Machine Gun Kelly. Napoleon Machine Gun was around, and of course you had oh gosh, what's the one that did Rock Louder? They did the Joe Anthony theme too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But I mean, lots of great rock music back.
Well, I was too cool for school to go to Nirvana. They're like, "Let's go, Adam, let's go." Right? It's the Sunken Garden. Nah, I think guys suck. They're corporate rock, man.
That was corporate rock. Oops.
Yeah,
Nirvana.
Just such a hater, man.
Now considered completely alternative.
Oh my god,
which is funny as all get up. Speaking of Sunken Gardens Theater. What a great venue that has really just kind of languished, right?
I hope it comes back, man. Like, I hope the city figures out we should actually put money into this.
Might be an idea. Because it is a great amphitheater. It really is. I mean, it's beautiful. It's accessible. The acoustics are really not bad in that venue. If I remember correctly, it's been years since I've been to a show there. But
it's a quarry, so it's like all super cool.
It's an actual true amphitheater. And I mean, I've seen such good acts there. The 80s concert that came through is called Big 80s. That was a great one with, I mean, you talk about a weird, diverse concert. Gene Loves Jezebel, Tone Loc, Rick Springfield.
Yeah, so I used to work
Outfield.
I used to work at Magic 105.3, the best of the 70s, 80s.
Did you really?
Today.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was just like behind the scenes, right? So, but we were part of that show, what you're talking about.
Such a good show. Such a good show. And I saw Guns N' Roses.
Okay, cool.
At the Sunken
Garden. Really? Wow.
Yeah, accidentally.
Okay.
Accidentally, because I went to see The Cult.
Oh, nice. Okay, they rock.
And they opened, and I went late on purpose so I didn't have to waste my time with the opening act. And I walk in while they're doing Welcome to the Jungle.
Wow. Wow.
So I was a
wow.
fan immediately.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, boy, did I miss a good act here. But so back to the film. You start the film festival. Now, is this prior to you becoming a teacher, or is this after, during?
That's a good question. So, like, well, we started in '94. I'm a bad student, so it took me forever to graduate from San Antonio College. And so my wife's like, "Okay, boy, you need to get a degree, boy." I'm like, "Okay, good idea." Right? She's full of good ideas, right? Anyway, so I graduate and I transfer to UT Austin, and my specific goal was to learn how to write for movies, right? And so I go there. I'm like 28, and all the people going to school are like 18, 19. So I'm like, fudge, these kids know how to speak and make movies. I'm just like a big nerd. I'm just stammering. I'm not a good public speaker. And so this is a classroom of 300 people. And talk about the last Spielberg movie. Ready? Go. I'm like, I liked it. It was great. You know what I mean? So, and all these kids are like these. I just felt out of place. I didn't feel like I graduated with my degree, yes, but I figured out like, do I want to go to LA as a 30-year-old and get coffee for like a 19-year-old guy? Maybe not. So my wife's like, okay, why don't you? Because she's a teacher, and so she's like, why don't you like substitute for like 6 months and figure out if you like education? I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. Another good idea.
Wives have them. They do. I'll say it.
So I did that, and then she was like, okay, you can figure out what age bracket you want to teach in. So she was like, okay. Elementary, they was like, okay, that's just too crazy, man. In middle school, they're too angry. And like high school, it's like, okay, this is cool. I can do this.
Middle school's rough. Man, kudos
It
to
is.
you if you're teaching middle school,
Oh
because
my
that
God.
is not an easy gig.
It takes this very, very special, patient person.
So you started teaching high school,
I did.
and I
2002.
found in 02.
No, 03, sorry.
Okay, 03. Where did you start? Where was your first gig?
I was at Horseman Middle School, and I think it's called the Women's Leadership Academy in SAISD. And so, like I said, I ran from that school. The kids are like mad at me. The boys are angry, right? It's just,
yeah.
Right. So, and then they're like, okay, you can teach at Sam Houston High School. So I started the journalism. I was doing the yearbook there. So that was cool. And then I just transferred. I was there for 3 years. That was so cool. And then I was at Jefferson for like 10 years, 7 years, something like that. And then we decided to move out to Helotes, or we were going to get a house out there somewhere. And so I moved to Marshall High School
And that's where I found out we have a connection.
yeah, your son.
You taught my son.
Well, he taught me because I was teaching the video class, the film class. It was editing with the Max and Final Cut Pro, and so he was already in his lane.
He was deep into all of that.
He was really good at it.
Deep into all that.
A very, very nice kid, a very sweet kid, and so, like you said earlier, when I showed up, he made this great documentary about Any Baby Can and their process and helping out kids, right? So, and we entered in all kinds of contests, and like he placed, I think, in the Peabody competition or something. That's in Atlanta or something like that. He got something.
Yeah, it was definitely Peabody related. Yeah.
So he got something, and I don't know. I've been teaching high school since 2004.
Where are you teaching now?
Well, I was at Sotomayor. I helped open the school, and now the schools are Northside lost maybe 200, 300 kids because of the voucher program or whatever.
Yeah.
And so my program collapsed at Sotomayor High School, and so now I'm going to be at Brennan High School I'm going to retire in a couple years. I have
good for you.
Yeah.
So you can focus full time on the film deal.
I can focus full time on the film deal, or get a spreader and just ride across the country. And I don't know what we're gonna do, like really, because she's been teaching longer than I have. But so my wife, and so I mean, we can start doing fun artistic. She's an art teacher, so she's an artist.
So you guys are both in that lane.
Yeah.
And would you agree that it's really kind of sad the lack of emphasis that's been put on the art programs in our high schools and even in our colleges to some extent.
Well, they cut out the arts for elementary school, so she has to split her days at 2 different ones.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, well,
like-
it starts earlier than high
Yeah,
school. I said high school, but
absolutely.
you're right. Elementary school up, they start cutting these programs. It's the first place they cut. They're certainly not going to cut the sports program.
Well, I'll tell you you're absolutely right with that. But so half the kids go to high school for the football, like you said, like
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
The other half go for the arts.
Right.
Like you have to. I mean, it's just my opinion, but I feel like the kids that are just kind of fringe kids on the outers of education or whatever, they weren't rooted in like learning how to learn, basically,
Yeah.
right? So I feel those kids have to have a need to come to school, and I feel like the arts do that. So I completely agree with you. I mean, like if this country wants to actually change, I think they should figure out, okay, we should start way early and figure out, because like not every kid's meant to push a pencil, right? So, and how can they communicate to? That's why I got into the arts. That's why I got into film, is because I'm not like that. I'm not built like that.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
so if you come down the hallway, my classroom's loud, right? Because I'll tell you this: when I was a kid that sat in the back, like, hey, what did the teacher just say? You know, I was that kid.
Yeah.
So I get that in the classroom. So I have it where the kids want to be there. It's a safe place, but they feel, okay, how can I add to this atmosphere? Or how can I do my process of my art?
You have to
Right.
be engaging.
Absolutely.
You have to be engaging with the students.
And they have to have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause I think so. I teach by like deception, in the sense that they don't realize they're learning. But my goal is to not for them to score 100 on every test. I don't care about tests. I
Right.
really don't. Because it's just a snapshot. But my goal is, like, if they were to drop out, God forbid, but if they were to drop any kid in my class, they have they can actually do a job.
they have a skill they can fall back on.
They could do a wedding. They could whatever, video, photography related. They could land in the middle of New York City and be okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, and I think that there's finally our country's starting to come around and put more of an emphasis on the trades and technical skills than they are on college degrees, because we've seen it time and time again. These kids rack up a debt of $150,000, $200,000, and they're out wondering, where am I going to get a job?
Right.
You know, where you have all of these trades they have a glut in the employment division. They need more people.
Yes.
And we've stopped trying to tell everybody you have to go to school to be successful. And I'm not saying you shouldn't go to school. Again, don't misunderstand me. I think if that's your thing, that's your thing. But you can have success outside of that if you take the right avenues. We got to take a break. When we come back, more with Adam Rocha. We're going to talk about how he kind of took his film festival, our film festival. It's our film festival. San Antonio, you started, but it's everybody's now. And how he took that to Hollywood to start gaining some traction here. We'll talk about that in just a minute when we come back on the Bomba Pod.
This is the Future Team.
Oh yeah, Window World, we've been family owned and operated for 4 generations. We can't wait to see what these little guys do when they take over. Okay, maybe we can wait. I think that's best for everyone.
Want service that's honest? Window World. Service for generations.
These windows are seriously the easiest windows to clean on the market. Just a little bit of this glass cleaner, put it on there.
Window World has been family owned for generations, which means chores aren't just chores, they're part of professional development.
You got this, Layla. It's wax on, wax off.
Needless to say, things are a work in progress. For squeaky clean service you can trust, call Window World. Service for generations. Hey everybody, we're back. It's the Bomba Pod with Adam Rocha as my guest today, and we are talking about the San Antonio Film Festival and the film industry in general, and lots of great stuff. Adam, thanks again for being here.
I'm having a good time, man. It's cool.
So I've not had the chance to visit the film festival yet, but I plan to.
Yeah, come out, man. It's so cool.
I will.
July
I will.
21st through the 26th. the hidden gem of the city.
July 21, 26. Where is it going to be held this year?
It's at the Tobin Center. I think we have a couple locations throughout the city as
Does it
well.
have air conditioning?
It does.
Okay,
yeah.
good. I've heard that's no fun if it doesn't have air conditioning.
It doesn't. It sucks.
Yeah, Tobin Center, what a great venue.
It's
What
super
a
cool.
Fantastic venue.
Beautiful.
So when you started doing your film thing and you were trying to get recognized, you realized probably pretty early on that you have to have more than just a little talent. You got to also have kind of a PR machine behind you, and you've got to make some connections. So how did you do that? What did you do to foster those relationships?
That's a good question. So just early on, we had a different name. And so,
What was the original name?
well, I don't want to say it on camera, but
That bad?
it was awful. And I was 19. I was, so what am I thinking here? I don't know what. Anyways, but so the Express News wouldn't print it in their newspaper.
Oh, is
'cause
that
at the
bad?
time, yeah. At the time, it was like, newspapers are big. So they called it the Underground Film Festival. I was like, okay, cool. Let's use that. That sounds like a cool name. Fine, let's do it. And so we used that for like a couple years, and then we changed to San Antonio Film Festival.
I love it. And your focus at the San Antonio Film Festival is mainly on independent films, is it not?
It's indie films, super indie films, student films, high school films. But yes, and then also like every now and then we'll get like a studio picture. Like this year, there's they're called mini majors, and there's many majors, and so all owned, of course, by big conglomerate studios. But so they pitch us 3 Hollywood pictures, or like they have huge budget. I mean, huge budgets in the sense of like the films that we kind of screen are kind of under 100,000, and these films are way more north of that. But so one is with Chris Pine. He's speaking fluent Italian,
Which is crazy.
and forget about it. You know what I mean?
What is the premise of the film?
I
Can you
haven't.
say?
No, don't ask me that. I haven't
Okay.
seen it yet, but
Okay.
so I heard it's really good. And then another one. I mean, 3 other ones, but we'll probably screen those. But to answer your first question, like how do we get into the PR machine? And so like it's years later do we get a Hollywood publicist, like and so I get asked to be a guest speaker or do the Q&A for a film about Marcia Nasser, a San Antonio. She's from San Antonio, and she graduated from Jefferson High School. Again, Marcia Nasser, she's passed now, but so she was a big shot in Hollywood for years. Like she ran United Artists, and so
And UA used to be huge.
yeah, it was, yeah, and started by Mary Pickford, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
and like 2 other dudes. But so, anyways, Marcia greenlit 7 like Oscar-winning films, like Rocky, Black Stallion, and like Apocalypse Now, and just huge films. And so, I became really close friends with her, and then she would always have these like soirees for the film festival for me. And for the first
Out in Hollywood. or
yeah,
here.
right, in her apartment in Brentwood, right?
Okay.
And so this 1,000-square-foot apartment, just imagine this, like in this expensive part of L.A. And so I did. My wife's like, first of all, you're gonna get because I always wear T-shirts and tennis shoes, man, and jeans. Right? She's like, you're gonna get a suit, okay, bro, and then you're gonna get boots. Right? I don't wear boots. I'm like, so I go to this, and then they email me, hey, Adam, there's the producer of the Godfather Part 2 is gonna be there. I'm like, what? That's one of my, obviously, everybody loves this movie. But I'm kind of freaking out. And then so I swear, I'm sweating bullets. I'm like, I am literally sweating under my suit. And it's just like embarrassing. But so we get there, and ding dong. Of course, Marcia's there, and Who Answers the Door is one of my favorite movies. Is Harold and Maude, and Harold is standing there at the door with Marcia.
One of the stars of the film.
Of the movie, yeah. Oh, like, hey man, good to meet you, and I'm just freaking out, right? And so I'm like, I'm not a public speaker. I'm very awkward in like in interviews, and then also like in parties. So like I just beeline to the alcohol. I'm like, a couple shots of like white wine. And anyway, so there, and then I'm just kind of like, okay, cool, I can relax now. Anyway, so I hit it off with the guy that discovers Martin Scorsese. Right, he's just some old guy. I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's cute. Like he's in the corner with this other lady, and let me just talk to them.
Little old guy.
Yeah, and then it turns out he's from like Washington Square Heights in New York City. He's got the Brooklyn accent. Hey, forget about it. Right, he's a real tough guy. Ends up he is discovers Martin Scorsese, and he, if you watch in the credits, his name again, Harry Ufflin, but he's Scorsese's. What is his manager or agent, talent agent.
Yeah, that's what you're looking
for his entire years, up until he retires. But he was a agent for Jodie Foster, De Niro, Harvey Keitel, and I forgot the other dude. But anyway, but we're hitting it off, having a great time, just talking like jive talking or whatever. Like he says, he's a teacher at Chapman University, right? So have a great time. And so he comes out to the film festival, I think in 2017, 2018. And it was 2017. And so man, we hit it off. And so these guys, you don't really ask them for like favors. Like, hey, Harry, so anyways, he asked at the end of the festival and much later, he's like, Adam, is there anything I can do for the film festival? I'm like, oh, man. Harry, it would be great if you could, like, show us how to produce films. Like, legit bring money to San Antonio. Bring money to the producers, to the film industry here in San Antonio. And so he's like, okay, cool. We'll do a workshop, 2-day workshop. It'll happen at Palo Alto College. And I'll just teach him, like, everything I know about the business. And he said, listen, Adam, what we'll do is you find the best filmmakers in San Antonio, because that's what you do, right? I'm like, of course. And so he's like, give me 10 demo reels, because I used to work with CAA. I know them cats. And I'll present them everybody's demo reel and have them be on standby, have them be ready for calls, right? Because obviously Hollywood's a machine. There's a
process.
Yeah. So that was the thought, and like, oh, this is going to be great for our community, right? And so he passes away. He has an aneurysm, and it's just like, oh my God, it doesn't happen.
And then it's all gone.
It's just,
man. Well, with San Antonio, over the years, I know that we've talked about becoming a more and more prominent site for movies and a more prominent city to make films in. There's, the ones that come to mind immediately are Austin. Austin has become a big movie community. Santa Fe, New Mexico has become a really big.
My cousin works in the industry out there.
Oh, really?
With the union, yeah, for sure.
You got to introduce me to him.
Yeah, he'll be here during the film festival.
Nice.
My cousin Vinny is like really my cousin.
Really your cousin. Well, they've got studios all over out there.
Yeah.
We've got a place in Santa Fe, and I love it out there.
Oh, nice.
And
it's a great place, man.
Oh God, yeah, it is. There's one that used to be a casino that's now called Camel Rock Studios.
Oh, cool.
And it's right across from, as you would guess, Camel Rock, which is it's a big rock that looks like a camel. And that's where they shoot the one that's set on the Navajo Indian Reservation.
Okay,
Dark Winds.
Yeah, those all the Netflix shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my cousin works in all that stuff, man.
And the other one, Longmire, whenever Dylan was at Santa Fe School of Art and Design, which is now defunct, it's gone. The studios are still there, but they had 2 sound stages, and that's where all of the interior shots for Longmire were shot. So
nice.
Lou Diamond Phillips was there all the time and all that. But they've done a really good job of attracting that. What do you think it'll take for San Antonio to really become that place of interest for people to come and shoot their movies?
That's a good question.
Or TV series, because TV series in a lot of ways have become more popular than movies. The real talent seems to be going in that direction a lot.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, funny you say that. So like, I meet with everybody. I get an email, a phone call. Hey, Adam, let's meet. I had this idea, this dream. This is my thought. right? So I met with these folks from China. I always meet people in Starbucks because I'm at I just like, hey, it's me over here. So I met with these guys, and so they're like, hey, we want to take you to China. I'm like, okay, that's great. Okay. Right. I mean, I believe everybody. And then when I see it, I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do it.
That's great.
Right. So, after the film, I said, listen, day after the film festival, let's go. And so like, they're like, okay, we used to work with the Houston Film Festival and they didn't treat us right. So I'm like, okay, I'm all about treating people right, man. Cause like when you leave a place, they're going to say one or two things, good stuff about you, or bad stuff about you.
Right.
And then, so like, that's what we do at the film fest, like sincerely. Right. So, anyways, so, and then they bring in like these guys from the, what is it? The Chinese embassy in Houston, like the number 2 lady, she comes out and like, oh, hey. And we actually have Cheech Marin come out that year, and we give him a Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was like, everything was that was our biggest year. It was pre-COVID, right? And so, what was that, 2018?
Cheech's a pretty good get. I mean,
yeah, he's super
guy.
cool, laid back. And anyway, so we go to China, and I'm like, and to meet the dude that has. He's a smart guy, and it's in Shenzhen, which is in South China, and he has this place that's like 40 acres. It's like the size of like, it looks like La Vita, like right. It's just all old world kind of type stuff, right? And so pagodas and you name it, right? So in China, and so we tour his place. He owns his place. I'm like, what are those big bullet holes? What is that, man? He's like, oh. Well, in 1940, whatever, forget about it. The Japanese invaded and occupied China for 7 years. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. That's so cool, man. And so, anyway, so he's a smart guy. He's like got a lot of money. So he's building these 2 sound stages in China, in Shenzhen, because he says, Adam, all the business is in northern China, in Beijing.
Right.
And again, this is pre-COVID, so everybody has to wear masks because it's all like the air is just, forget it, it's toxic. So he's like, if I build it here, there's no competition, right? Smart guy. And so I'm like, all right, cool, man. And like, hey, listen, we hang out for like 7 days, 7 days, something like that. And so I'm like, hey, listen, bro, what you're doing is great. I think you're obviously super smart. He has 2 restaurants, and they have like a kind of a Riverwalk kind of thing too, man, like that he owns. But I'm like, listen, and I lean in. I kind of like, hey, listen, bro, the Japanese have it a little bit smarter than you guys, man. And he like leans in. That's like a, total diss, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like,
that's a hard one.
What do you mean? Right. And the way that the Chinese speak is like they speak for 10 minutes, then you speak. You can't interrupt. It's not this interactive thing. They speak. You kind of have to remember like the sandwich of like conversation, like whatever is said. Right. So I'm just very respectful. I say that. I'm like, yeah, because they built the Toyota plant in San Antonio, and I'm just making stuff up. I have no idea. Like, I'm just throwing stuff out. I'm like, so they don't have to pay taxes on the property they rent out, and da-da-da-da-da. I said, you ought to do that in San Antonio, man. I said, listen, because what is San Antonio? It's like, it's the funnel into Latin America, bro. I said, think about it. You can own the global thing here, bro. And what do we have in San Antonio? 5 military bases. Right? I said, look, if you buy up all the land on the south side, you can build your studio sound stages off of whatever military base, right? Off the I think they're doing it now. But so anyways, I said there's railroads that go, and it's international. I just was doing my pitch, right? And so he's like, that's a great idea. I said, look, you already got your bank. I said, you already got your gold mine. Just build a bank right next to it. And I start the pitch by saying, look, even if you flew Brad Pitt over here, it takes him like, you only get them for 10 days, a month, or whatever. I said it takes them like 3 days to get his sea legs back. I mean,
You can't just get off the plane and go to the set. You can't do that.
And I says, and he's going to be missing his kids or his family. I said, if you build it in San Antonio, you got it, man. You got East Coast, West Coast, and we're the third coast, right in the middle. Okay, done, let's do it. I said, okay, let's do that, man. That sounds cool. And so the next year, there's a new administration that closes up shop and they like kick all the Chinese out. I'm like,
oh, and there it goes.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
There it goes
again, kids. Okay.
Yeah, I wondered what the legalities of that would be for them to come in here, and how hard it would be for them to. I mean, for goodness sakes, the most popular car in the world, we can't sell it in the United States because it's from China.
Right. And I don't know, man. I was just pitching, right? So I was like, okay.
That's a good pitch.
But we do need to have like sound stages to answer your question.
We do. And there are none here, are there?
They're supposedly building them in what is it, San Marcos, but like everything, I'll believe when I see it.
Right. And I mean, it's easy to say that, but it does take capital to do it.
It takes a lot of money.
Takes a lot of money. And then once you've done it, I can't imagine building a studio and not having some commitment in your back pocket from some major players. Yes, we will come there and film our fill-in-the-blank TV show or movie or whatever it is. So what do you think it's going to take to get that type of commitment out of anybody for someone to build here?
Well, that's a good question. I think we're building like a $4 billion thing downtown, right? I think it's the city leaders have to figure out what they want.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not a 1 year process. It's like a 10-year process, I imagine. But so I don't even know if that paradigm still works with the studio stuff. Like, because what is that movie Obsession's already made $250 million?
Hold that right there, because I want to talk to you about that one.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about that one. We got to take a break, guys, but when we come back, more with Adam Rocha, and we're going to be talking about some independent films out right now, and I want to ask him about what some of your favorite films over the last few years have been and why. We'll be right back with Adam Rocha. Thank you so much to our sponsor, PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. If you want to try the very best small batch roasted coffee that you're going to find anywhere, look no further than PJ's Coffee of New Orleans. 2 great locations to serve you in the San Antonio area at Camp Bullis and I-10 and at 281 and Bulverde Road. You're going to find all your favorites at both locations, from wonderful espressos, macchiatos, you name it, they've got it, as well as some delicious energy drinks, as well as our signature granita. And beignets, yeah, you bet we have them, and they are phenomenal. Be sure to stop by the PJ's closest to you and try any of our wonderful coffees, teas, and pastries. Thanks again to PJ's Coffee of New Orleans for sponsoring the Bomba Pod. Hey, everybody, we're back with Adam Rocha on the Bomba Pod talking movies. And what a great subject. I love talking about movies, man. I really do. My son Dylan is an even bigger movie buff than I am. And you and I both know Dylan. And he told me that the one thing I needed to ask you about was the movie Obsession.
Okay.
Which you mentioned. And it's an independent film. And this is what amazed Dylan. Dylan's a student of the movies. He's not just a fan. He watches the producers and the directors, and he can name the directors of movies that nobody should know the directors of.
I love it.
And he has noticed that with Obsession, this new horror movie that's come out recently, it's one of the few movies in recent history that has increased its revenue every week it's been in the theater. So second week more than the first, third week more than the second.
Yeah, word of mouth. Yeah,
which is kind of crazy. And the only way you build that is word of mouth, right? Yeah. So what do you think? Do you know much about the movie?
Just what I just dropped. I mean, like, I haven't seen the film yet. Like, I imagine I would go watch it twice if I had the time. Like, just doing the film festival takes all my time, man, really. But I haven't seen it, but I heard it's really good.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to go see it now, because I've heard too many people say great things about it. Ashley, who helps produce the show, was talking about it, and she said one of the best movies you've ever seen. Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
And so the thing is,
and it's an independent film.
With movies, you have to watch them in the movie theaters. I know
those
it's like,
types of movies you have to.
I think it's like
You
most
have to.
because it's an experience.
Yes.
Man. When you walk away from the Spurs game or some concert, we were just talking about music earlier. It's about the experience. Like, why did I literally paid like $2,000 to go see Bruce Springsteen because I thought, okay, this is it. This dude's gonna be like, he's gonna be toast after this.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was like, no, you know what? I work hard. I'm gonna have good seats, bro, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna just like have a good time, man.
And that's the best way. I think you're right. The best way to experience music is live, in my opinion. As much as I mean, I was a DJ forever, and you know, it's great, but there's no substitution for live music.
Right.
So if I get a chance to go see a great artist in concert, I'm going to go see him. We're going to go see Kenny Chesney in a couple of weeks at the
nice.
Sphere. So,
Oh, cool.
You know, that to me is worth it. Same thing with a great movie. This weekend we're going to see Disclosure Day.
Oh my God, I saw it 2
At the
nights ago.
theater. At
It's
the
so
theater.
good. You got to see that movie.
Okay, we got tickets, so we're going.
I'm not gonna ruin it for you,
Please,
but
please
like,
don't. But I mean, come on, the master is back at work, so you got to go see it.
He's done 4. This is his 4th Alien film.
Well, is this the 4th one or the 3rd one?
That's his 4th one. He
So
does E.T., Close Encounters.
Close Encounters, then E.T., then what? Those are the 2 that I knew. Close Encounters, E.T., now Disclose. Oh, no, he didn't do the 4th of July one with.
No,
Will
Independence
Smith.
Day. No.
Yeah, he didn't do Independence Day.
What is it? I can't remember. Sorry, but I was.
But there was
It's his
another one.
4th
There's
one, yeah.
another Alien movie that he did.
Yeah.
But this one, it looks even more intense than Close Encounters was. I mean, Close Encounters was a slow burn.
So if you think of like Spielberg as like an additive, like you put a little spice here, a little salt here, he sprinkles in a little Indiana Jones here, little Close Encounters here. It's like all these things, and of course the music kills it for you.
Yeah,
Right?
man. Who did the score on that?
It's this guy. It's John Williams.
Oh, okay, John Williams scored this one too.
Jaws. He does Close Encounters.
All the good stuff.
E.T. Right. Yeah, it's good. But so it's just, man, I was crying like a baby the last 4 or 5 minutes of the movie. Like I was like,
Wow,
tears. Oh my God.
that's not what I was expecting. So
I just
don't
ruined
say
it
no
for you.
more.
Okay.
say
I
no
will
more.
say no more, dude.
So, whenever you're talking about independent films, it's hard enough to make a film with $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 million budget, which is a slim budget these days, right? To make a movie like that, what was the budget on that? 125 million,
Right.
probably something like that. That's off the top of my head, but I'm just guessing. For a major blockbuster, must see movie of the summer, that's going to be your budget. You were talking earlier about most of the films at the San Antonio Film Festival are in that $100,000 budget range and below. How in the world do you make a movie on $100,000 or less?
That's a good question. I think it's when you're hungry, you don't know what the ceiling is, right? And so let me pick apart. I love this filmmaker. He's one of the best. He's a genius filmmaker. Even his last film is very controversial, but it's still, to me, it's very good. I just think the audience, we haven't caught up to him. But Francis Ford Coppola, right? He's the grandmaster filmmaker.
Yeah, man.
And his family is just amazing filmmakers. Just, anyway, but I think when you hit a certain, when you make it, okay, in your industry, like you're a banker, you're a real estate person, or whatever you do, or teaching, right? Whatever you get, like you know how to do it, you know how to turn the switch on, you know how to do all these things, but you kind of lose it in the sense that like you're not hungry.
You kind of go autopilot?
Yeah, you're not. I don't think you're as hungry. Does that make sense? So
It does. It does.
I mean, you can be passionate, but I still think like I just remember going on tour with a band for 30 days and thinking, well, we got to make rent basically, like every single night. You guys got to kill because we need gas money. That's it. So like you just, oh man, saltine crackers taste good, bro. You know what I mean? You don't know what it is when you're eating ramen noodle soup. I'm gonna eat it crunchy style. I'm gonna eat it boiled style. You just come up with all kinds of different ways to make it. Right? I'm gonna put boiled eggs in it. I'm gonna put, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
just figure stuff out. If you want it, you got to go get it. So I think these filmmakers that come out to the festival, which is so fun because they're, first of all, most of them are young people.
I was going to say most of them are
20s.
probably in their late teens to early 30s.
Yeah,
right?
so they're like adults, basically, right? So 19 and above, right? So they graduate from college, they drop out or whatever. They spent their $30,000 on their feature film and like trying to get some traction. And then that's what we try to do, right? Because we get writers that come out from LA, or we try to get stringers that come out from Austin, or, do a story. We have Sybil Shepherd here, and oh, by the way, this other kid, this young filmmaker. We kind of do that.
Yeah,
I'll be like, hey,
absolutely.
talk to that guy, talk to that gal, right? And so then they get some ink on their story, or somebody writes about their picture, and so that helps them to ROI, right? So they get somebody writes about it, somebody covers it at an event like ours, and so they use that to parlay that into their next project, right? So filmmakers are always working on their next project. So like if they're thinking about it, or they've already written it, or they have the first draft, or whatever the case is. But to answer your question, like how do you get finances? You just have your hat in hand, and you just kind of do your pitch. And so I think that's what I really love to do, is kind of train our San Antonio filmmakers. Like, hey, listen, try to get on the TV stations and try to kind of work the audience.
Get as much free publicity as you can.
Absolutely. And you got to figure out your market. Like they're moms that are like ironing or whatever they're doing, right? For the day, right? They're just watching the shows and just getting ready for the day. And then like if you just got to know who your target audience, and like just work that.
So do you, as an independent filmmaker, do you go out and find investors? Do you
your dentist,
do you offer back-end
people,
deals, or what do you do?
I think you just ask, and you get. So one of my former students from Marshall High School, Zach Goodwin, he's in LA. He works for one of the mini majors out there, and so, but his last film he did was called Stitched, and we screened it last year, and it won the best San Antonio film. And by the way, I'm not part of the judging process or the screening process. I'm the administrator that puts it all together.
And the judging process has changed over the years, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, like we used to just be all so totally like just filmmakers, watch these set of films, but the film that would win would be like this really weird, experimental, like cool, but like the general audience was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
Adam, we paid $5 or $9 or whatever to get in to watch this. The filmmakers loved it, but nobody else understood it. But
So it was like an inside joke that nobody else got.
you got it.
Yeah.
So like now we get like just like soccer moms, or just general people just to watch movies and judge them and say, these are out of the 1,000 films that you got, these are the films that we're going to screen at the film festival. So we generally screen about 250 movies, and generally those are about 30, 35 feature films. We try to sprinkle all throughout the festival, and the rest are shorts.
So a good sprinkling of full feature length films, shorts,
All the genres.
So what do you consider a short? What makes a short? Is it under how many minutes?
Sure, that's a good question. So it's under 40 minutes.
Okay.
So like when you think about it, when you go to watch your Spielberg movie this weekend or whatever, it's approximately 90 minutes, right? 30 first act, 30 second act, 30 third act. So or whatever. Generally speaking, that's more or less what feature films are.
Paces out. Yeah.
Right. So short films, they're stacked. So like let's say they're 10 films in a hour and a half block. So that's how we do the shorts. Or the feature films, like I said, generally 90 minutes or like under 2 hours, basically. But 40 minutes and under is considered a short film, and it better be good, because otherwise
you only have so much time to get your attention.
I sincerely, like, I teach screenwriting. I teach script to screen, right? Also for college students, and now I'm doing it because I was at the UTSA, Incarnate Word, Northwest Vista, and San Antonio College, and the Art Institute. Anyway, so my point is you get in late, you leave early for scenes, right? And so what does that mean? Just compress time. You don't. Do you need to have 4 people in the car? Can it just be 2 people? Why does it have to have 3? Right? Because you have to, like you're set. You don't. You have less people is more because you don't have to pay for like 2 pizzas. You just pay for 1 pizza for for lunch, basically. Right? Robert Rodriguez has a book. It's an amazing book, and so you should, if you're watching this in an independent filmmaker, you should go read it. It's called Rebel Without a Crew. It's a really good playbook on how to become a filmmaker and then become successful at it.
From the bootstrapping it up.
I mean, really,
Yeah,
it's
man.
DIY or DIY or do it yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, DIY.
Yeah, that. It's that. So over the years, you've seen a ton of films, right?
Yeah.
Since '94, you've seen
Since birth.
a lot of films. Since birth, yeah, exactly. Do you have one feature-length film or one short film that just stands out in your mind as, man, I saw something really special here, and there's no reason this should not be a major release?
There was one that you mentioned that was a short. I can't remember the title, and I don't remember what year we played it. But it was a short film. It was like 10 minutes long, and it was about the sound. And this homeboy was like a specialist, like in sound. It was such a good movie. Oh my God, I've been meaning to look it up and talk to the filmmaker and ask him to rescreen it. But and then I mean, just years go by and like there's favorites throughout the entire festival catalog of 32 years, right? But so there was another one. I think it was out of like Florida. It was so crazy. I'm like, this is so true. This is before AI. This is probably 2011. It was on DVD for sure. And I don't even remember the title of it, but I just remember like, this is so crazy. They filmed it in Brazil or something, some like Amazon type woods, forestry or whatever. It was like, oh my God, this is such a good movie, but there's nobody watching it, you know?
So it never got a release? It never got a wide release of any
Yeah, I
kind?
mean, shorts you can't really, I mean, you have...
Well, shorts you can.
You have YouTube and stuff like that, but like really there's no... Unless people know about the movie, unless like some influencer says, you were going to watch this movie, there's no viral moment for these movies on the internet.
So is there a feature-length film that you've filmed at the festival in the past that's made it as a national hit? Has that ever happened?
Yeah, that happens every year, man.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. So like what we screen comes out on Amazon or it hasn't come out on Netflix yet, but usually, or I mean Prime. Right, and there was one I think it was called Thrasher. It was about the heavy metal scene. And
I saw Thrasher.
Okay.
Yeah.
In how it started with the Metallica in San Francisco, but that guy Rick Ernst, he was like a director of Headbangers Ball, and then he just had friends over the years, and he just put this documentary. So we screened that. And that was at the Aztec Theater. I don't remember what year that was, 2011 or something like that. And so it was IMAX, but it was vertical IMAX. It was weird, so they get around that, right? But so I remember that movie, and that's still on Prime. I see it every now and then it'll pop up. But there's like a ton of movies. And there was one that last year was similar. It was a music documentary, and it was called... SOBs, Sons of Witches or something like that.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
Okay, so
yeah,
cool.
I know that. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
The filmmakers from Dallas or North Texas or Denton or something like that. But so it came out, and there was a producer that owns a movie from Hollywood. It's like, Adam, you got to play this movie, bro. And so like these movies make it. They make it in San Antonio Film Festival because like the thing is about film festivals, it's hard to watch a F ton of movies.
Yeah.
And like be objective about it. So I'm glad to say that other festivals snipe our lineup because they're like, they don't have to watch 1,000 movies. They just like,
They just have to narrow it down to what you guys did.
We'll pick out these. Like sincerely, you know, I mean, we're no threat to South by Southwest, bro. But like. But really, we
are. You're a good
are
supplement to South by Southwest.
I mean, we're after their show, but like, you know, filmmakers will, or like, dare I say, Austin Film Festival. Theirs happens during Halloween, and so every now and then I'll get filmmakers that we put in the lineup, and for some reason they pull out, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can't play because we have to play this other festival," and they only like it if it's a premiere. I'm like, we just want to show your art, bro, to San Antonio, South Texas. When are you going to get that chance, bro? And so, anyways, I mean, we don't have the budget to say, look at all this stuff, but we make it a good time, man.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really and truly what sets it apart, I think, from a lot of them, is that's what it's about. It's about having a good time. It's about exposing new talent. Now, you mentioned AI earlier. How do you think AI is affecting the independent film scene now? And is the fear that Hollywood has right now over AI talent, is that a real fear? I mean, is that something that you really could see taking over filmmaking?
I mean, so what are these guys in Hollywood? I mean, I don't make my coin off of that. So, like, it's not affecting my pocketbook. But so it is affecting, like, real people in real lives and changing their pocketbook. So that's not good. But, I mean, I think you have to use things as come as they are. It's a tool.
Right.
And so, I mean, you look at things in this way or that way, this lens or that lens. So I think you should use it as a tool to help better yourself or better the project. I mean, I don't like to see anything with AI in it. I like to see like real stunts. I like to see real explosions happen. I hate that computer generated stuff. So like,
CGI is,
I mean, it's coming. You can't avoid it. So just embrace it. And enjoy it and make your project better. Like I said, I have my taste, but like if filmmakers are open, the book is open. So like whatever you want to do, just be creative about it, man.
Be original. Be original. I mean, it's hard to be original nowadays, but try.
I mean, I think they're in every single thing. I mean, to me, either ripped off the Rolling Stones or the Beatles. Right. So that's to me. But so my point is like just reinvent the wheel, reinvent the sliced bread. Just come out with. I mean, what is a horror story? It's like Fear of the Dark, And then I think that's the new. It's taken over comedy in the sense of like Hollywood version. So, but to answer your question, I think you just have to embrace it. Man. Use it as a tool.
Yeah, I agree. Adam, tell everybody about the film festival, when it runs, where they can find out more information, where they can get tickets.
Cool. All right. So this is the hidden gem of the city. It's the San Antonio Film Festival. It happens July 21st through the 26th. We have VIP badges available now. They're super inexpensive for I think it's $139 plus the processing fee or whatever. And then even tickets are, they'll be available 4th of July weekend because we're still working on putting the schedule together. Right. So, but I promise you, I will name drop people when I'm allowed to, but we have big stars coming out. Actually, we're giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to Gregory Nava. He's a director that made Selena. He did Mi Familia. And his first big film was El Norte. But so he's a huge Latino filmmaker, and he's going to embrace San Antonio because he shot some of his films here in San Antonio before.
That's awesome.
Come out to the festival. I think we get under 4,000 people attend. It's 6 days of cinema. I think we're going to have 5 screens-ish. But so if
we want to get you pushed up to the 10,000 plus mark.
That would be great. I mean, sincerely, because we got to pay bills or whatever. But the fun part of it is obviously watching the movies, but you get to hear behind the scenes stories of all these filmmakers. And no, that's totally not it. They made that up. That's a Hollywood thing. But here's our real story. We were eating crackers and ramen noodle soup on the set. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you'll hear, and if you're interested in getting in the film industry, it's nothing but a chicken wing. You just got to come out and say, hey, my name's Billy Bob. My name is Susie Bell. I would like to work on your movie. I just saw it. It's so cool. Can I get you? But I live in Weewalt, Hitchika. Well, cool. They make these things called cars. You can go up there with you know what I mean?
What a great place to get your foot in the door, right? Yeah. Do you have a website?
SAFilm.com.
Everybody, Adam Rocha, go check out the SA Film Festival this year. Tell them you saw it on the podcast, please. Adam, thanks so much for being here, buddy.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Bomba Pod. Thank you for tuning in to the Bomba Pod. If this episode encouraged you, share it with a friend. Host it and help us spread the inspiration. Special thanks to our producer, Dennis Ayotte, and to our sponsors, Window World and PJ's Coffee of New Orleans, for helping make these conversations possible. I'm Martin Bomba, and remember, your story matters, your voice matters, and your impact starts now. Until next time, go out and spread some kindness. Make the world a better place. The views expressed on this show by the guest or the host may not reflect those of our sponsors.